And a very pleasant good evening. Welcome to Pioneer Arena on the campus of Tusculum University in Greenville, Tennessee, as we have men's volleyball action tonight as the Pioneers host the King University Tornado. I'm Jim Miller. Glad you could join us this evening along the Pioneer Sports Network. Our producer this evening is Alex Perez. Tusculum coming in with a record of 5-10 this season. The Pioneers have dropped 3 of their last 4. Their last home match was back on March the 1st against Lincoln Memorial. The Pioneers lost that one 3-0. Last weekend, the Pioneers traveled to eastern part of North Carolina, where they beat Barton 3-1 and lost to Mount Olive 3-1. King, meanwhile, comes in with a record of 7-9. The Tornadoes' last action was last Saturday at Queens, and King got the victory there by a score of 3-0. King has won 2 in a row, and they are currently 4-2 in Conference Carolinas, with victories over Lees McRae, Erskine, and Emmanuel, and a win over Belmont Abbey last week in 5 sets, and losses to North Greenville and Mount Olive. King has been a busy team this season. They have played 6 5-set matches this year. The Tornado are 2-4 in 5-setters, while Tusculum is 1-0 in 5-set matches. That was a 3-2 victory over Emmanuel, which is back on February 22nd down in Georgia. These teams getting set for action this evening. And before we have the starters for tonight's match, we will be pausing for our national anthem here in a moment. The starters will be introduced. This is the next to last home weekend for the Pioneers. They'll be home on Saturday to take on Indiana Tech, and then the final home match will be on April the 8th against Edward Waters. Let's pause for our national anthem. Volleyball action tonight between Tusculum and King. The starting lineups this evening for King. They will start Suetonius Harris, 6'1" junior out of Chesapeake, Virginia, at outside hitter position. Jackson Carroll, outside hitter, 6'2" junior out of Mukwonago, Wisconsin. Sean Haberthy, a 6'6" freshman middle blocker from Greenwood, Indiana. Chance Hoffman, a right side hitter, 6'4" senior out of Cochranton, Pennsylvania. And Jack Sarnowski, also starting, a setter, 6'3" sophomore out of Winter Springs, Florida. And Kellen Kennedy, a 6'6" middle blocker out of Clifton Park, New York, sophomore. That's the starting lineup for King, coached by Ryan Boer in his 13th season. For Tusculum, a little bit of a change in their starting lineup this evening. On the outside, they'll start Declan Wingo, the 6'4" freshman out of Chester, Virginia. Also outside hitter this evening, Colby Landry, a 6' sophomore out of Belrose, Louisiana. And Hunter Walk, making his season debut for the Pioneers, a 6'4" junior out of Chesapeake, Virginia, in the starting lineup for the first time this season for the Pioneers. Right side hitter is Jake White, a 6'4" junior out of Greenbrier, Tennessee. Sean Kampshoff is the setter, a 6'4" senior out of Las Vegas, Nevada. In the middle, it's Shafar Grant, 6'4" junior out of Kingston, Jamaica. And the setter for the Pioneers, as mentioned, was Sean Kampshoff. The libero is Ross Miller, the 5'9" freshman out of Metairie, Louisiana. That's the starting lineup for the Pioneers, coached by Brian Buckius in his first season. Buckius was an assistant, a grad assistant at King, and got hired here at Tusculum and came down here a week before the start of the season and has done an incredible job with this team this year. 5-10 record. The team that lost a lot of players from the roster in some off-season issues. And with the team that he has, his 11 players that he has in uniform, they played pretty well this season, and give him credit for a team that's put it together on short notice. And so that'll be the starting lineup this evening for the Pioneers. Tusculum will be wearing their black uniforms with white numerals and orange trim. King wearing their road blue uniforms with white numerals and red trim. As the teams get set for the start of tonight's match. I'm glad you could join us along the Pioneer Sports Network. Our officials this evening. The chair referee is Kelly Peterson. The bench official, table ref is Daniel Jersey. Working the lines this evening are Landry T. and Olivia Knutson. So we are set to go. And we'll see who has the first service this evening. Both teams getting their lineups confirmed before we start action here tonight. And it looks like it'll be Tusculum to serve first as Sean Kamshoff gets delivered the ball. Kamshoff leads Pioneers at aces with 34 this season. Also leads the team in assists, averaging almost 8.5 a set. So Kamshoff will serve first for the Pioneers. And the first serve of the match is going to be in. It's played by Harris. On the attack and getting the kill off the block is Chance Hoffman. Hoffman averaging a little over 2 kills per set. The top killer for the Tornado is Harris, has 128 this season. That's served into the net by Sarnowski, and it's a point for Tusculum. We'll also see second setter for King. They will use J.T. Deppy, the 6'3 senior out of Wisconsin. The toss and the serve for the Pioneers is Landry. Set up by Sarnowski. Hoffman again, but this time he's wide, and it's a point for Tusculum. And Tusculum leads it 2-1. Landry will serve. Played by Harris. Set up for the attack with authority by Kellen Kennedy. Kennedy knocks it down. He averages 1.79 kills per set, hitting .390 for the season. And it'll be Suetonius Harris to serve. Harris leads the team in aces with 13. This one is dug by the Pioneers. Grant, we get it in. He did not. It's a point for King. As Taylor West, the other libero for the Pioneers, a 6-foot sophomore out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Harris with a high toss, and the serve is deep. It's a point for the Pioneers. And we are tied at 3. Now Shafar Grant will serve. Grant will serve at 3-all. Puts this one in. It's played by Carroll. He'll get it back off the set, and unable to dig it is Grant. It's a kill for Jackson Carroll. And Kellen Kennedy will serve. The service to Landry. Kamshoff across. Walk's first attack of the season is a kill for the Pioneers. Hunter Walk puts it down, and the Pioneers even it up at 4-all. Off the nice set by Kamshoff, and just inside the line for the kill for Hunter Walk. And Jake White will serve. White, the junior out of Greenbrier, Tennessee, by way of Erskine. His serve is deep, but it's a point for King. And the Tornado lead at 5-4. Chance Hoffman around on the serve. Hoffman, the senior out of Cochranton, Pennsylvania, by way of Teal College. Hoffman with just 3 aces this season. Landry for Kampshoff. Wingo puts it down for the kill for the Pioneers. Declan Wingo. It's set. He put it out of the reach of Harris. Hunter walked the serve. Into the net for a point for King. And they regain the lead at 6-5. Both teams now with 2 service errors. And Jackson Carroll will serve. Carroll, the 6'2 junior out of Wisconsin. This serve goes to West. Walk will have to set it up for White. Will knock it over the net. Off the block, kept alive by the Pioneers, but a set by Kampshoff. He thought White was going to be there, but he wasn't. And that's a point for the Tornado. 7-5 King. And Carroll will serve. West for Kampshoff. Now White. Too deep, point for King. 8-5 Tornado. As they've scored 3 straight. Carroll's service is played by a walk. Kampshoff to Landry. Through the block, and he gets the kill. Carroll couldn't get it. It's a point for the Pioneers. 8-6. And Declan Wingo will serve. Wingo, the 6'4 freshman out of Chester, Virginia. Harris gets the kill. Or it is, yes. It is a point for King. Thought there might have been a dig there. The Pioneers continued to play it, but it was down, and it's a point for King. They lead at 9-6. As Sean Haberthy will serve. Walk plays it for Kampshoff. Landry can't get it through the block that time, as it's put down by Sarnowski with help from Kennedy. And King leads at 10-6. This serve goes to Landry. Kampshoff for White. He tips it over. Kampshoff gets the kill this time off of the dig as it was dug over the net by Haberthy. And Kampshoff will serve at 7-10. Skims the net. The set and the kill for Kennedy. You see why Kennedy hits close to 400. Sarnowski will serve. 11-7 Tornado here in this first set. Sarnowski with the left-handed serve. West gets the dig. Kampshoff across to Landry, and he gets the kill. Colby Landry with his second kill of the match. As Kampshoff with a nice cross-court set, and off of Sarnowski for the kill. 11-8. Tusculum trails it as Landry serves. Set up for Harris. Kampshoff with the dig. Someone was in the net. I think it was Grant. The way he reacted, it'll be a point for King, and they lead at 12-8. 12-8 as Suetonius Harris will serve. Walk for Kampshoff. Back to Walk. And action at the net, and Walk was in the net, and it's a point for King. And limping off is Kennedy for King as he goes to the seating area. He's going to sit down. He feels like he might tweak something in his leg. You can see his teammate Noah Melendez over there looking at him, and now Kennedy's going to stretch it out. And they're going to ask for assistance from the athletic trainer. And Laura Gay, the Tusculum assistant athletic trainer, makes her way over. And she'll take a look at Kellen Kennedy, who hobbled away from the play and is being looked at by the athletic training staff. Feels like he might have tweaked something in his right leg. They're going to stretch him out here. Could be just a Charlie horse or a cramp. Hopefully that's all it is, because he's been very impressive so far for this Tornado team. Leads at 13-8 here in set number 1. Saturday, Indiana Tech, 5 o'clock, weather permitting, of course, as snow and wind and all kinds of stuff supposed to blow through the area. Indiana Tech is going to be coming down from Indiana for that match, so stay tuned to TusculumPioneers.com for any information on that match. And then off to the great Southwest for this Pioneer team. They'll go to Phoenix. They'll be there next weekend for 3 matches with Grand Canyon and Benedictine Mesa next Friday and Saturday. As Kennedy is hobbling off the court. He is walking off under his own power, but he is gingerly walking to the bench area. As you can see, he makes his way to the area behind the bench, and he will be substituted out in favor of Aiden Swatzel, a 6'5" sophomore out of Black Mountain, North Carolina. Now Harris will serve. West for Kampshoff. White off a hand, off another hand. It's a free ball that will be played over and to West. And Kampshoff will put it up. Back row from Landry is met by Swatzel, who just checked in the game. Walk this time. Harris set up for the attack by Carroll. Pioneers have a free ball. Grant will play it over. And off the antenna, as the set by Sarnowski was out of reach of Carroll, it's a point for Tusculum. So a long rally goes to the Pioneers. They trail at 9-13. And Shafar Grant will serve. Grant with the toss and the serve. Sarnowski sets it up for the attack by Hoffman, and it's put down by Hunter Walk on the block. So Walk gets the block, and the Pioneers trail at 10-13. Grant's serve is played by Melendez. That attack is blocked again by Walk. 2 for 2, 2 in a row, as he stuffs Hoffman again. Walk got up there for the block. No pun intended, that's a big part of the Pioneers' offense that's been missing this season. This serve is in. No, they blew the whistle early. It was still alive. I think we're going to have a redo here. Yeah, they're going to have a redo here as the serve was dug by Melendez, and it looked like it was going to be down for a ace, but it went off of another player and stayed alive, and the play was blown dead. So off the inadvertent whistle, this time they're going to get the kill, and it's going to go to Aiden Swatzel. Tough break for the Pioneers, although if they hadn't blown it, you don't know what would have happened. 14-11 King. Swatzel serve to West. Kampshoff. Wingo. Wingo again from Kampshoff. Now it's White. Off a hand. Walk this time. Oh, couldn't get over the net. And it'll be an attack error for Hunter Walk, and it's a point for King. They lead at 15-11. Swatzel to serve. Down the line, West. Kampshoff, back row, Landry found a hole, but it was just too deep. And it's a point for King. And the Tornado now lead at 16-11. And Brian Bucky has asked for a timeout for Tusculum. 16-11 King in set number 1. Back with more volleyball action after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. Back here at Pioneer Arena, Tusculum trailing 16-11 in the first set. As Tusculum burns the first of their 2 timeouts. Each team gets 2 timeouts per set. It'll be King serving. Aiden Swatzel came in the game when Kellen Kennedy left with injury. Kennedy's still being looked at. It looks like he's got his, you can see him over in the corner with his ankle taped up heavily. I don't know that we'll see him again tonight. West for Kampshoff, cross to Walk. Still alive and tipped over the net by the Tornado. Walk again. Harris this time. And a block continues it for the Tornado. Over the net from Harris. Kampshoff to White, too deep, point for King. Tough break as the Pioneers look like they might have had something there on the attack by Walk, but King managed to save it. And they get the point, and they lead at 17-11. Swansel to serve. They've scored 4 straight. That attack from Wingo. Harris. And a block by the Pioneers. White was there. So is Wingo off the attack from Swansel. 17-12.
On to serve for Tusculum will be number 7, Jake White.
Jake White will serve as Ross Miller now in the game at libero. White studies with the toss and the serve. And it's too deep. It's a point for King. They lead at 18-12. Third service error of the set for the Pioneers, who are hitting negative 091. 5 kills, 7 errors so far in this set. King hitting 188, 8 kills and 5 errors. Both teams blocking well in this first set. West for Kampshoff. White off a block and a point for King as Carroll was there along with Haberthy. So King gets its second block of the set and they lead at 19-12. Chance Hoffman's serve is too deep as West ducks out of the way, and it's a point for the Pioneers. 19-13.
Now serving for Tusculum is number 18, Hunter Walk.
Hunter Walk will serve. Walk with 2 blocks here in this first set. Sarnowski sets it up. The attack to Carroll. White will have to bump it over. Off the back row, Suetonius Harris for the kill for King. They lead at 20-13. Harris's 4th kill without an error here in this first set. He also has 4 digs. And Jackson Carroll will serve for the Tornado at 20-13. Carroll with the toss and the delivery. West on the dive for Kampshoff. Cross court to Landry. Dug out by Carroll. Carroll will tip it over the net. Landry for Kampshoff. Wingo puts it down for the kill for the Pioneers. Declan Wingo gets the kill, his second of the match, and it's 20-14 King. And Wingo will serve. Wingo serves it over. Dug by Melendez. Cross court by Swansel is wide. It's a point for the Pioneers. Or check that, Hoffman. That was Chance Hoffman on the attack that went wide. So Tusculum gets the point, and it's 20-15. Wingo for Harris. Sarnowski sets it up, back to Harris. Cross court, wide, point for Tusculum. And it's 20-16. That was right down the line, but it was just wide. We had a good look at that one from our vantage point up here in the crow's nest, behind where Wingo is serving. 20-16, Tusculum down by 4. That is a short serve by Wingo. The attack this time comes from Haberthy, and he puts it down for the kill. Oh, he missed it. Sorry. Tusculum gets the point. It's 20-17. So a little bit of a run here with Wingo on the serve. As King's hitting has gone away. And a double hit this time called against Sarnowski. So after the mishits by Hoffman and Harris, and then Haberthy blocked by Grant, and now a double hit, and all of a sudden it's 18-20. Wingo off the net. Set up, and the kill for White. And a point for King. So Harris gets the kill, and it's 21-18. Substitution in for King, as Haberthy will sit down. And in to serve is Justin Sawyer, the 6'1 freshman out of Richmond, Virginia. Into the net for a point for the Pioneers. Fourth service error for King, and it's 21-19. Tusculum trying to fight its way back, and they've got the guy they want serving, Sean Kampshoff. Kampshoff leads the Pioneers in aces this season with 34 of them. That one is too deep, and it's a point for King. Tough break there for the Pioneers, as King now leads at 22-19.
Now serving number 23, Jack Sarnowski.
This will be Jack Sarnowski to serve. The setter has 9 assists in his first set. And that's too deep, and a point for the Pioneers. So right back at it, it's 22-20. King with the lead.
Now serving for Tusculum.
3 straight service errors. And Colby Landry will serve. Both teams with, well, King now has 5 service errors, Tusculum with 4. And King now 5-5. Another service error, 4 in a row, and King leads at 23-20. And Tusculum asks for and receives its second timeout of the first set. Tusculum trailing 23-20. More volleyball action after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. Back here at Pioneer Arena, where Tusculum trails 23-20 in this first set. Both teams have had service errors on their last 2 services, which has left King still leading by 3. It'll be Suetonius Harris to serve for the Tornado. Neither team has an ace yet in this match. Tusculum still hitting in the negative. Harris's serve is played by Landry for Kampshoff. Walk kept alive by Harris. It'll be played over by Carroll. West sets up Kampshoff. Grant dunks it down and gets the point. Shafar Grant gets his first kill of the match, and it's a point for the Pioneers. They lead at 23-21 as Grant just put it down in front of Melendez. And Shafar Grant serves at 21-23. Played by Melendez, Sarnowski. Off the block, attempt by Walk. It's a kill for Hoffman. And the King now has set point. 24-21.
Serving set point for the Tornado will be number 17,
Aiden Swatzel will serve here on set point. Down the line, West. Kampshoff across to Walk. Off the net, and it's a point for the Tornado, and they take the first set 25-21. So King leads 1-0, and we'll be back with more volleyball action after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. Back here at Pioneer Arena, where King wins the first set 25-21. Tusculum did finish in the negative hitting in that first set. 7 kills, 9 errors, 28 attacks is a negative 071. King 11 kills, 8 errors, 25 attacks for a 120 hitting percentage. No service aces in the first set, 5 errors apiece on the serve. 10 digs for King, 5 for Tusculum. Both teams with 3 blocks. Leading the way for King was Suetonius Harris, who had 5 kills and 4 digs. 2 kills apiece for Chance Hoffman and Kellen Kennedy, who left due to injury in that first set. For Tusculum, it was Declan Wingo and Colby Landry with 2 kills apiece for the Pioneers. Sean Kampshoff with 6 assists. Jack Sarnowski had 10 assists for King in the first set. And Hunter Walk with 2 blocks to lead the Pioneers. 2 blocks for Sean Haberthy for King, including 1 on the final attack of that first set. So Tusculum trails at 1-0. Tusculum scoring on just 32% of its serves in that first set. King scoring on about 42%. And it goes to King 25-21. King will serve to start set number 2. It'll be Jack Sarnowski to serve to start set number 2. Tusculum has Wingo, Kampshoff, White, West, Landry, and Walk on the court. Harris out there along with Swatzel. Melendez, the libero. Walk for Kampshoff. Wingo puts it down for the kill. Declan Wingo gets his 3rd kill of the match to start set number 2. It's perfectly set up there by Kampshoff. Jake White will serve to start set number 2. Hoffman also out there for the Tornado. Into the net for a point for King. 6 service errors now for Tusculum. And Suetonius Harris will serve.
Number 7, Suetonius Harris.
1-1 here in set number 2. His serve goes to Walk. Over the net, and the kill set up perfectly to Jackson Carroll. As Walk's dig was too far for Kampshoff over the net, and that was an easy dunk for Carroll, his 2nd kill. Harris with a high toss, and the serve is too deep. It's a point for Tusculum. And we're even up at 2. And Hunter Walk will serve. Walk playing in his first match of the season for the Pioneers. Good to see him back out there. And that serve knuckles too far as Harris gets out of the way. It's a point for King. And the Tornado lead at 3-2 as Aiden Swatzel will step in to take the serve. Swatzel came in when Kennedy was injured, the sophomore out of Black Mountain, North Carolina. Swatzel likes that soft serve down the line. Soft serve. White's attack is met by Sarnowski. Cross court this time goes Carroll, and it's too wide, a point for the Pioneers. And leaving up at 3. And Declan Wingo will serve. Wingo to serve at 3-all. That serve is good. Sarnowski sets it up. It's off the hand of Grant, and it's going to go as a kill for Sean Haberthy. His first kill of the evening. Haberthy, the freshman out of Greenwood, Indiana. Chance Hoffman will serve at 4-3. West for Kampshoff. Back to White. Off the net. It should have been off the tape. And they got it. Point for King. 5-3. Hoffman with the toss and the serve to Walk. Kampshoff sets up White, plays it around the antenna on the good side of the antenna. And this attack is too deep for Carroll, and a point for Tusculum. And the Pioneers move back within 5-4. And Sean Kampshoff will serve. Kampshoff with 7 assists so far this evening. This serve is in for Harris. Sarnowski sets it up. The attack by Hoffman. Miller for White, played over the net. This time it's Harris. Kampshoff digs it up. Grant Landry off a block, and we've got a point for King.
Point King.
As they get the block, I believe that was Haberthy on the block.
On the serve for King, number 9, Jackson Carroll.
Another hitting error for the Pioneers. Jackson Carroll will serve. 6-4 King here in set number 2. Down the middle for West. Campshaw for Grant, and he gets it down as Hoffman tried to play it in front of his teammate. Grant fires it down off of Hoffman. Don't know if Carroll would have had a chance for a dig, but we'll never know. Landry's serve for Melendez. Harris puts it down for the kill. 6 kills now for Suetonius Harris. 7-5 King here in set number 2.
Now serve for King, number 11, Sean Haberthy.
And it'll be Sean Haberthy to serve. After he ties his sneaker. This serve goes to Taylor West. Campshaw, White, off the net, still alive, and now will go into the stands as Sarnowski tried to dive for it off a free ball and couldn't get there. And it's point for Tusculum. It's 7-6. And Shafar Grant will serve. Grant with the toss and the serve. Melendez, Sarnowski, played over by Swatzel. White, dug by Hoffman, man down as Walk went down, and he'll hobble off the court. They stop play for him. And we'll have a redo. Don't know if he slipped or what, but he was down at the net. And we'll have a redo here at 7-6. King. And Walk, who's been out all season, finally making a season debut, and now he's going to go off with an injury. And he's going to head to the locker room. As Dane Loop comes in the lineup for the Pioneers. Loop, the sophomore out of Mandeville, Louisiana, the first set was the first set he hasn't played all season. So he's been out there regularly all year. So we'll get things sorted out here, and it'll be a redo here at 7-6, King. So both teams have lost a player to injury this evening. Grant's serve. Harris tips it over. Grant digs it over. Sarnowski plays it himself off Campshaw. It's still alive. Grant for White, or DeWingo. Sarnowski sets it up for Hoffman. He gets the kill. Hoffman puts it down, and King leads at 8-6. And now Shafar Grant has come off. I don't know if that's part of the rotation or not, but I think it is, hopefully. Sarnowski will serve. Campshaw for White, and kill as they thought that they had dug it. They thought Carroll had gotten it, but I don't think he did. We'll see on the replay. That's down. That's a kill. 8-7 as Jake White will serve. White's service is too deep. Another point for King. 8 service errors now for Tusculum as Grant is flexing over at the bench area. Harris's serve goes to West. Campshaw for White. Puts that one down. Jake White has found the groove. His third kill of this match. And it's 9-8.
Now serving for the Pioneers, number 2, Dane Loop.
Dane Loop will serve. Loop came in when Walk left. Loop serve. Melendez. That attack by Swatzel is going to be a kill for the Tornado. Aiden Swatzel's second kill of the match, and it's 10-8 Tornado.
Now serving for the Tornado, number 17, Aiden Swatzel.
Grant still favoring, it looks like his right ankle. Swatzel serve down the line again. Loop. Kampshoff, cross court to Landry. Block at the net by Hoffman, and it's going to be wide. Is it? And now we're going to have a discussion. They're going to give the point to Tusculum. As the block was wide by Hoffman off the attack by the Pioneers. Landry will get that kill, his third. 10-9 now. And Declan Wingo serves. Harris, Sarnowski across. The attack this time comes from Jackson Carroll, and he puts that down for the point for King. And King leads at 11-9. Good to see Hunter Walk back. He's going to check back in the lineup. So whatever afflicted Hunter Walk, he's back. That's good news for the Pioneers. Grant back out there as well, so Tusculum back to full strength. 11-9. That serve goes in the net. It's a point for Tusculum. As Hoffman served that one into the net, it's 11-10. It'll be Kampshoff's turn. That serve goes to Carroll. Harris. Kampshoff digs that one up. Miller for Landry, and it is wide. It's a point for King. 12-10. Tornado. And Carroll serves. West for Kampshoff. White. And that one's wide. Another point for King. Tusculum is not finding the groove hitting-wise tonight. They're still in negative numbers. Here midway through set number 2. 13-10. Tornado lead. Carroll's attempt. Kampshoff for Grant. He puts it down. Shafar Grant gets his third kill of the match, and it's 13-11. Off a nice set there by Kampshoff, laid it up perfectly, and Grant. Easy kill. Colby Landry is serving for the Pioneers. Melendez, Sarnowski, Harris. Blocked at the net, still alive, jousted the net, kept alive by the Tornado. Hoffman, blocked by Walk. Did they say it would go off Hoffman? No. They wanted it. Walk pointed at Hoffman and said that the ball off the block went off of Hoffman, but it did not, and it's a point for King. They lead at 14-11. This serve for Haberthy. West, Kampshoff. Grant blocked at the net, still alive. Harris with the slam. 15-11, King. And Tusculum coach Brian Buckius asks for a timeout. 15-11 King here in set number 2. More volleyball action after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. (15-11) King leads it here in set number 2. Tusculum still, well, they're at 0 now on hitting. 13 kills, 13 errors. King hitting .220 for the match. They have 10 hitting errors, but they also have 19 kills. And serving for the Tornado is Sean Haberthy. West for Kampshoff. Across to Landry into the net for a point for King. And they lead at 16-11. 16-11 Tornado. Haberthy with the toss and the serve. That one goes deep. It's a point for the Pioneers. 8 service errors now for King. Both teams with 8 service errors. Both teams with 0 service aces. And Shafar Grant will serve. Grant with 3 kills tonight. This serve is kept alive. Harris, walk, Kampshoff back to walk. Dug by Carroll. Harris, Grant. It's Kampshoff. Landry from the back row. Puts it in the corner, and a point for the Pioneers. Nice hit there by Colby Landry as he found a corner in the defense. Put it right between the defenders Hoffman and Carroll. 16-13 Tusculum trails by 3. Grant's serve skims the net. Sarnowski across Harris gets the kill past Grant. 8 kills now for Suetonius Harris. Harris came into play tonight with 128 kills in the season, averaging a little over 2.5 a set. He's outpaced that tonight. Sarnowski's serve goes to Landry. Kampshoff for Wingo. And he puts it down. Declan Wingo. 4 kills tonight on 6 attacks for the freshman. And it's 14-17, Tusculum down 3 as Jake White will serve. White, the toss and the service. Harris, Sarnowski sets up Hoffman, played by Landry for Kampshoff. White from the back row, off the block, and a kill on the block for Hoffman. Hoffman's second block of the match. 6 blocks now for King. They lead at 18-14. Harris's serve goes to Landry. Kampshoff plays Wingo, and he gets it down. Declan Wingo with 5 kills tonight. Give Hoffman and Swatzel the assisted blocks on that last block there by the Tornado. 6 different players have a block tonight for King. It's 18-15 Tusculum trailing as Hunter Walk serves. And that one goes deep as smart play there by Noah Melendez. He let that one just flutter over his head. Oh, they're going to say it was in. Overruled by the chair. And it's going to be a point for the Pioneers. Make it 18-16. So Tusculum trails by 2. Walk's serve goes to Harris. Hoffman. Deep, and it's a point for Tusculum. 18-17. As the Pioneers have cut it to 1. Tusculum down 18-17 here in set number 2. Walk's serve. Melendez for Sarnowski. Swatzel blocked at the net by Declan Wingo. Wingo one-on-one there with Swatzel and just rejected it. And we're tied at 18. As Tusculum has scored 4 straight. Walk's service played by Harris. Sarnowski, nope, it's over the net, and it's Colby Landry with the kill. Landry gets his 4th kill of the match, and Tusculum's on top 19-18 here in set number 2. The Pioneers have scored 5 in a row. Walk's service, played by Carroll. Sarnowski sets up Harris. Wide, it's a point for the Pioneers. Another point, 6 in a row for Tusculum. They lead at 20-18. Timeout, Tornado. Tusculum up 20-18 here in set number 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Tusculum with 6 straight points, lead it 20-18 here in set number 2. Hunter Walk has served 5 of those points. The Pioneers now scoring on 32% of their serves. King down to 36% points on serve. Walk's service. Melendez, Sarnowski, cross court. Dug by the Pioneers. Kampshoff, Melendez plays it. Again, Carroll. This time he gets it down in front of Ross Miller. Second chance there for Jackson Carroll, gets the kill, his 4th kill of the match. And that ends the 6-0 Tusculum run. It's 20-19. Checking in for King is Warren Davis, a 6-foot sophomore out of Mansfield, Texas. Davis has 3 aces this season. He's played about half the sets. This is Landry. It's wide. They say it's in. I looked wide from up here. Yep. Point for King. 20 all. As the chair has the overrule there, and they got that one right. Walk. Kampshoff for White. That's in. Point Pioneers. Tusculum leads 21-20. As Jake White elevates and puts it down past Sarnowski. Aiden Swatzel back in the lineup for King as Declan Wingo will serve. Wingo with the toss and the service. Harris, Sarnowski, Hoffman off the hands of Landry, out of play. Point for King on the kill by Chance Hoffman, his 5th of the match. Now we are now tied at 21. And Hoffman will now serve at 21 all. Walk. Kampshoff's got to do something with it. He can. It's going to be an ace for Hoffman, the first ace of the match for King. For Hoffman, just his 4th of the season. 22-21 King here in set number 2. Hoffman serve, played by West. Kampshoff sets up Grant. Sarnowski digs that one. That attack there from Carroll. At the net, Kampshoff puts it down. Sean Kampshoff gets the kill, his 2nd of the match, and it's tied at 22. As Walk did a good job to save it, and Kampshoff said, I'll take it myself, boys. 22 all as Kampshoff will serve. Kampshoff on the serve has been it's a good rotation for the Pioneers. Hasn't been so far tonight. Hoffman, wide, point for Tusculum. 23-22 Pioneers. And they're in set number 2. As Tusculum tries to even this one up at 1 set apiece. They're 2 points away from doing so. Kampshoff puts that one in for Harris. Sarnowski sets it up. Carroll off the dig. They'll play it off the wall. And it's going to be a point for King. You can play it off the wall, but if it goes over, you can't play wall ball like that. So once it landed on the other side, that's a point for King. 23 all. Carroll's serve. Off of Walk, it's going to be a free ball. It's going to be in the scores table. It's going to be an ace for King. And Brian Buckius wants a timeout, 2nd timeout for Tusculum, as they are facing set point here in the 2nd set. 24-23 King. More volleyball coverage after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. King with set point here in set number 2. They lead at 24-23 as Jackson Carroll will try and serve for the set. Carroll just came up with the ace on his last service. Carroll with the toss and the serve. Landry for Kampshoff. Cross court to White. Off a block. It's going to be a point for the Pioneers. Colby Landry gets the block, or gets the kill off the block, his 5th kill of this match. We're tied at 24. And Landry will serve. 24 all here in set 2. Landry's service down the line, in for an ace. Harris let it go by, and Landry gets the ace, and the Pioneers now have set point. Right down the line, right in. 25-24 Tusculum. They've scored 2 straight after facing set point a moment ago. Landry to serve for the set. Melendez for Sarnowski. Cross to Harris, and we're even at 25. Suetonius Harris, his 9th kill of the match. Now we're locked at 25. Checking in for King is Justin Sawyer, who was in earlier. Sawyer to serve. He has 0 aces and 9 service errors this year. Make it 10 service errors. Point for the Pioneers. It was close, but it's a point for the Pioneers. Tusculum leads 26-25. 9 service errors now for King. Tusculum with 8. Shafar Grant will serve. Another set point for the Pioneers. Grant with the toss and the serve. Down the middle. Sarnowski for Harris off Kampshoff, and we're locked at 26. Harris's 10th kill of the match. He leads all players. He's got twice as many as everybody else. He's still hitting over 400 too. Sarnowski will serve. Landry for Kampshoff. Wingo, and that one is too deep, and it's a point for King. And now the Tornado have, or point for Tusculum. That was tip. They got it on the tip. King thought they had it, but there was a tip, and it's a point for Tusculum, and Jake White will serve. White to serve for the set. Sarnowski. Hoffman puts it down. No doubt about that one. We're tied at 27. 27 all in his second set. Harris's serve goes to Landry. Kampshoff for White. Wide point for King. 28-27. Tornado. As Harris will have set point now. Landry for Kampshoff. White off Melendez, still alive. Carroll, Landry this time sets up Kampshoff for walk. Melendez has the dig at the net. Off the back row, Harris, dug by West. Kampshoff, Landry goes, Melendez. This is Hoffman off the block, and it's a point for King, and they take the second set. Chance Hoffman finally finishes this one off. 29-27 in the second set for King, and they lead at 2-0. Tough break for the Pioneers. They had a couple set points in that set, but King gets it 29-27. They lead at 2-0. More volleyball action after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. King leads 2-0 after taking the second set 29-27, as both teams had multiple set points in that second set. But the Pioneers are down 2-0, and they will have a chance to get the sweep here in this third set. Stats through 2 sets. Suetonius Harris leads King with 10 kills in 19 attacks. He's hitting .421. Chance Hoffman with 7 kills. 5 for Jackson Carroll. King hitting .217 through the second set. 27 kills. Tusculum, Declan Wingo, 6 kills, no errors, 8 attacks. Jake White, 5 kills. 4 for Colby Landry, 3 Shafar Grant. Tusculum, 21 kills, 17 errors, hitting .067. Kampshoff with 18 assists, 4 digs for the Pioneers. Sarnowski with 24 assists and 5 digs to lead King. King with 6 blocks, Tusculum with 4. King with 9 service errors, Tusculum with 8. Both teams with 2 aces. So it's been balanced so far, as the Pioneers just unable to get the deciding point there in that second set. Tusculum trailed 24-23, then they led 25-24. Then they led 26-25. And then Tusculum led 27-26. Finally, on the 5th set point, it went to King. Both teams had 2 set points before King got the final point on the kill by Hoffman. Tusculum has Walk, Landry, Grant, White, and Kampshoff, who will serve out there along with Miller. Now they're checking the antenna to make sure it's lined up. King has Sarnowski along with Melendez, Carroll, Harris, Swatzel, and Hoffman. The Kampshoff will serve to start the third set. Kampshoff will start the third set off the net. Melendez will set up this time for Harris and off of Grant for a kill. Suetonius Harris, 11 kills now for King as they get the first point of set number 3. Sarnowski will serve. Walk, Kampshoff, and now Walk again. Sarnowski sets up Harris. Why not? Off Grant again. Another kill for Suetonius Harris. And it's 2-0 Tornado here in set 3. Glad you could join us tonight on the Pioneer Sports Network. Jim Miller with you. Our producer this evening, Alex Perez. Into the net for a service error for Sarnowski. And it's 2-1.
On the serve for Tusculum, number 11, Colby Landry.
As Miller is back in at libero. And Landry to serve. Into the net for a point for King.
Point King.
9 service errors for Tusculum, 10 service errors now for King.
Suetonius Harris.
As Suetonius Harris will serve. Landry and a point on the ace. Harris's first ace of the evening. Harris now with 14 aces this season. He leads the team in aces. That's 4-1 King. West, Kampshoff sets up White. Block by Carroll. Did he block it in? Did he? Yes, he did.
Point King.
Block for Carroll, his third block of the match. It's 5-1 King. Harris with the toss and serve. In as Landry let it go. Another ace for Harris, his second of this set. King off to a quick 6-1 lead. Tusculum maybe a little deflated after that second set loss. They'll try and regroup here in the timeout, trailing 6-1 on the Pioneer Sports Network. 6-1 King as they've scored 4 straight here in set number 3. Harris will serve. West for Kampshoff. Grant. Melendez got a hand on it. Harris keeps it alive. Free ball played over by Carroll. West for Kampshoff. White coming in, gets the kill as it goes off the fingertips of Sarnowski. And a kill for Jake White, his 6th of the evening. He ties Wingo for the team lead.
For Tusculum will be number 10, Shafar Grant.
And Shafar Grant serves. Into the net for a point for King. They lead at 7-2. Both teams now with 10 service errors.
Now serving for the Tornado, number 17, Hayden Swatzel.
Tusculum hitting 077. King hitting 242 for the match. Swatzel will serve. And his serve goes to West. Kampshoff. Wingo off a block, I believe. It's either way, it's a point for King, and they lead at 8-2. First hitting error of the night for Declan Wingo, who was 6 for 8 before that. And it's 8-2 Tornado. Haberthy gets that block, his 4th of the night. Walk over the net. Swatzel. Sarnowski. Punched over by Hoffman. This will be White. And if it's, we get a tip, we do. Point for Tusculum. And White gets the kill. His 7th of the night is 8-3. So White with back-to-back kills. And he serves that one in nicely. Attack is met at the net by Wingo. This time it is Carroll who puts it in past the diving Landry. And it's 9-3 King. Chance Hoffman will serve. Hoffman with 1 ace this evening. Landry for Kampshoff. Walk. Harris. And it's going to be a kill for Hunter Walk. As Harris couldn't dig that one. And Walk gets his 2nd kill of the evening. And makes it a 9-4 set score. Walk will serve. Harris over the net. Kampshoff puts it down for the kill. Set up on a silver platter by Harris, and Kampshoff gets his 3rd kill of the evening. It's 9-5. Walk, serve to Harris. Cross to Carroll, and it's tipped by Kampshoff. It'll be a kill for Jackson Carroll, his 7th of the night. 10-5 King, and Carroll will now serve. Kampshoff. Wingo blocked at the net by Harris for the Tornado, their 9th block of the evening. King averages 2 blocks a set. By comparison, Tusculum averages about 1.7 blocks, but King with 9 blocks now tonight. Carroll's serve goes to Walk. Kampshoff's set goes to Landry. Off of Carroll for the kill for Colby Landry. 6th kill of the night for Landry as he got up there. And Carroll unable to come up with the dig. 11-6 King. And Declan Wingo will serve. Harris, Sarnowski at the net. The attack there by Haberthy. Landry from an angle. Harris digs that one. From the back row, it's Carroll. Landry down the line, tugged by Hoffman. Melendez sets up Harris off a couple hands and down for the Tornado kill. Suetonius Harris now with 13 kills tonight, and King leads at 12-6. Haberthy's serve. Landry's attack down for the kill for the Pioneers as he got it through the block that time. Landry's 7th kill of the night. He's tied for the team lead with Jake White. Kampshoff to serve. Kampshoff's serve is short. And the attack there attempted by Sarnowski. Just his 2nd attack of the night goes into the net. And a point for Tusculum. It's now 8-12. Another short serve by Kampshoff, played by Carroll to Sarnowski, across to Harris. Blocked down by Jake White with Grant. And it's 12-9. For Tusculum, their 5th block of the evening. That serve goes deep as Kampshoff tries to change it up and go deep on the serve. Instead, it'll be Sarnowski to serve, as that's Tusculum's 11th service error of the night. West with the dig. White with the attack. Free ball, Harris, too deep. Point for the Pioneers. That's 13-10.
On the serve for Tusculum will be number 11, Colby Landry.
Colby Landry to serve. Harris over the net. Grant dunks it down. Shafar Grant with the kill, his 4th of the evening. As again, that dig by Harris right to Grant, and he backpedals away after putting it down. 13-11 King. Harris off the block attempt of walk for the kill. Harris's 14th kill tonight, and it's 14-11 King. Harris to serve. Landry, Kampshoff, Grant, another kill for Shafar Grant. 5th of the night. Textbook there by the Pioneers as Grant put it down in front of Harris. 14-12, Tusculum down by 2. Grant's service into the net. Service error for Tusculum, number 12. Point for King, it's 15-12. It'll be Swansel serving at 15-12. Short serve to West. Kampshoff. Landry from the back row found a corner and puts it down for the point for the Pioneers. Colby Landry now with 8 kills tonight. And Tusculum creeps back to within 2 again at 15-13. And it'll be Jake White's turn to serve. White 7 kills tonight. Shares the team lead with Landry. Wingo with 6, Grant with 5. It's served by White. It'll be Hoffman off of Landry for the kill. Chance Hoffman, 8 kills now for King, who leads at 16-13. Hoffman serving. Landry. Kampshoff back to double hit for Kampshoff. First one of the night for him, I believe. And it's 17-13. Tornado. Hoffman served to Landry. Kampshoff. Wingo blocked at the net. Over the net now to Hoffman. Sarnowski sets it up for the kill by Sean Haberthy. Just his 2nd kill of the night. 18-13. King by 5. Tusculum has used one of its 2 timeouts. Off the net, alertly played by Wingo, and Walk hits it deep. Point for King, 19-13. And Tusculum will ask for and receive its 2nd timeout of the set. 19-13 King here in the 2nd set. Back with more after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. Back here at Pioneer Arena, Tusculum trailing 19-13 here in set number 3. King leading the match 2-0. Tusculum has got their hitting percentage up to 123. They were in negative numbers into the second set. King hitting 240 for the match. Chance Hoffman to serve. King has scored 4 in a row. Colby Landry for Sean Kamshoff. Hunter Walk gets it down. Walk's third kill of the night, and it's 19-14. As Walk right off the block through Haberthy and Sarnowski, who have been effective tonight, especially Haberthy, who's got 5 blocks. Walk's serve is too deep. It's a point for King. Another free point for the Tornado. 13 service errors now for Tusculum. Just 2 aces. King has 4 aces and 10 errors. Jackson Carroll will serve at 20-14. West for Kamshoff. Wingo off of Hoffman. Kept alive by Carroll. At the net, Wingo puts it down for the kill. Declan Wingo, 7 kills now for the Pioneers. As that free ball went right over the net, and Wingo got there and got the point. 20-15, Tusculum down 5. Wingo's serve into the net, another error for the Pioneers. Too many free points, 21-15 King. Warren Davis back in for King. He was in the second set. The sophomore out of Mansfield, Texas. His serve goes to Walk. It's to be Grant, and it's deep, unless it's deflected, and it is. It was tipped. It's a point for the Pioneers. They got the tip, and it's 21-16 as Grant gets his 6th kill of the night. As Haberthy's back in, replacing Davis. Kamshoff to serve at 16-21. Off the net and in play. Harris off of White, off of Kamshoff, and down. 15 kills now for Suetonius Harris, and it's 22-16 as King creeps closer to victory. Jack Sarnowski to serve. Sarnowski with 30 assists tonight. And that's deep. It's a point for the Pioneers. 11 service errors for King.
On the serve for Tusculum is number 11, Colby Landry.
Landry to serve. Harris, Sarnowski across to Hoffman, and is off of White for the kill. Hoffman now with 9 kills, and it's 23-17. Tusculum has used both of its timeouts. Into the net for Harris, a point for the Pioneers. (18-23). Shafar Grant to serve. Melendez. Wingo gets the block and gets the point. Declan Wingo with his 3rd block of the night, 23-19. Tusculum within 4. Grant with the service. Too deep, point for King, and it's match point. 15 service errors for Tusculum.
Into the King lineup. And serving match point, number 20, Justin Sawyer.
Justin Sawyer back in to serve match point. 24-19 King here in set number 3. Sawyer's serve is going to be an ace, and that'll end it tonight. 5 aces for King, and that wraps up tonight's match. 25-19 goes the 3rd set. King led tonight by Suetonius Harris. He had 15 kills, hit .423, 9 kills for Hoffman, 7 for Carroll, 2 apiece for Haberthy, Kennedy, and Swatzel. King had 37 kills tonight, hit 244 as a team. Sarnowski, 32 assists for King. 2 aces for Harris out of their 5. Noah Melendez leading with 7 digs, 5 apiece for Sarnowski and Harris of their 26. 9 blocks for King this evening, Haberthy leading the way with 5. For Tusculum, they hit 153 tonight, 34 kills, 21 errors, 85 attacks. Colby Landry leading the way with 8 kills, 7 apiece for Wingo and White, 6 for Grant, 3 apiece for Kampshoff and Walk. Kampshoff leading Tusculum with 28 assists, 2 aces for the Pioneers, 1 each for Landry and Walk. 20 digs for Tusculum, 5 for Landry, 4 for Kampshoff. And 6 blocks for the Pioneers, 3 for Wingo, 2 each for White, Grant, and Walk. So King wins the match, 3-0. And they're now 8-9 this season. Tusculum drops to 5-11 with the loss. Tusculum's next match is Saturday at 5 o'clock against Indiana Tech out of the NAIA. They're number 7 in NAIA. It'll be a 5 o'clock match here at Pioneer Arena. We'll have coverage for you on the Pioneer Sports Network. Your final score tonight, King 3, Tusculum nothing by scores of 25-21, 29-27, and 25-19. For our producer, Alex Perez, I'm Jim Miller. You've been watching Tusculum Men's Volleyball on the Pioneer Sports Network.